Taj Mahal, Agra. The Taj Mahal is a mausoleum located in Agra, India, built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his favourite wife, Mumtaz Mahal. The Taj Mahal is considered the finest example of Mughal architecture, a style that combines elements from Persian, Indian and Islamic architectural styles. In 1983, the Taj Mahal became a UNESCO World Heritage Site and was cited as the jewel of Muslim art in India and one of the universally admired masterpieces of the world's heritage. While the white domed marble mausoleum is its most familiar component, the Taj Mahal is actually an integrated complex of structures. Building began around 1632 and was completed around 1653 and employed thousands of artisans and craftsmen. The construction of the Taj Mahal was entrusted to the Board of Architects under imperial supervision including Abdul Karim Mamur Khan, Makramat Khan and Ustad Ahmad Lahori. Lahori is generally considered to be the principal designer. The central focus of the complex is the tomb. This large white marble structure stands on a square plinth and consists of a symmetrical building with an arc-shaped doorway topped by the large dome and finial. Like most Mughal tombs, the base elements are Persian in origin. The base structure is essentially a large, multi-chambered cube with chamfered corners forming an unequal octagon that is approximately 55 meters on each of the four long sides. On each of these sides, a massive bistaq or vaulted archway frames the Ivan with two similarly shaped arch balconies stacking on either side. This motif of stacked bistaqs is replicated on the chamfered corners areas, making the design completely symmetrical on all sides of the building. Four minarets frame the tomb, one at each corner of the plinth facing the chamfered corners. The main chamber houses the false sarcophagi of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan. The actual graves are at the low level. The marble dome that surmounts the tomb is the most spectacular feature. Its height of around 35 meters is about the same as the length of the base and is accentuated as it sits on a cylindrical drum which is roughly 7 meters high. Because of this shape, the dome is often called an onion dome or amrut. The top is decorated with a lotus design which also serves to accentuate its height. The complex is set around a large 300-meter square Karba or Mughal garden. The garden uses raised pathways that divide each of the four quarters of the garden into 16 sun-skinned parterres or flower beds. The raised marble water tank at the center of the garden, halfway between the tomb and gateway with a reflecting pool on the north-south axis, reflects the image of the mausoleum. The raised marble water tank is called Al-Hav Al-Kawthar in reference to the tank of abundance promised to Muhammad. Elsewhere, the garden is laid out with avenues of trees and fountains. The Karba garden, a design inspired by Persian gardens, was introduced to India by the first Mughal emperor, Babur. It symbolizes the four flowering rivers of Jannah and reflects the paradise garden derived from the Persian paradisa, meaning walled garden. In mystic Islamic texts of Mughal period, paradise is described as an ideal garden of abundance with four rivers flowing from the central spring or mountain, separating the garden into north, west, south and east. Agra Fort. Near the gardens of Taj Mahal stands the important 16th century Mughal monument known as Red Fort of Agra. This powerful fortress of red sandstone encompasses within its 2.5 km long enclosure walls the imperial city of the Mughal rulers. The forbidding exteriors of this fort hide an inner paradise. There are a number of exquisite buildings like Moti Masjid, a white marble mosque akin to the perfect pearl, Diwan-e-Am, Diwan-e-Khas, Musammam-Burg, where Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan died in 1666 AD, Jahangir's palace, Tajmahal and Sheesh Mahal. The construction of the Agra Fort was started around 1565 when the initial structures were built by the Mughal Emperor Akbar and subsequently taken over by his grandson Shah Jahan, who added most of the marble creations to the fort. The fort is crescent-shaped, flattened on the east with a long, nearly straight wall facing the river. It is ringed by double castellated ramparts of red sandstone, punctuated at regular intervals by bastions. A 9-meter wide and 10-meter deep moat surrounds the outer wall. An imposing 22-meter high inner wall imparts a feeling of invincible defense construction. The layout of the forts was determined by a course of river, which in those days flowed alongside. The main axis is parallel to the river and the walls bridge out towards the city. Agra Fort, an excellent example of Mughal architecture, is one of the few UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India. Fatehpur Sikri. The royal city of Fatehpur Sikri, situated 26 miles west of Agra, Uttar Pradesh, was built under the orders of the great Mughal Emperor Akbar. In honor of the saint Sheikh Salim Chishti, Akbar founded the magnificent city on Sikri Ridge. In 1571, he ordered the construction of the buildings for his own use and asked the noblemen to build houses for themselves. Within a year, most of the work was finished, and within the next few years, a well-planned administrative, residential and religious buildings came into existence. The Jami Mosque was perhaps among the first buildings to come up. Its epigraph gives AD 1571-72 as the date of its completion. The Buland Darwaza was added some 5 years later. Along other important buildings are the tomb of Sheikh Salim Chishti, Naubat or Nakar Khana, Taksal, Karkanas, Khazana, Kazim's quarters, Diwani-Am, House of Mariam also called Sunagra Makhan, Palace of Jodhbai, Birbal's house, etc. Bada Imambara. The Bada Imambara is an important tourist attraction of Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. It was built by the erstwhile Nawab of Lucknow to provide succor to the famine-stricken people. Though it began charitable project at the large halls, vaulted galleries and an intriguing labyrinth of interconnected passages within it make it an amazing edifice. The Bada Imambara is an interesting building. It is neither a mosque nor a mausoleum, but an huge building having interesting elements within it. The construction of the halls and the use of vaults show the strong Islamic influence. Dhamekh Stupa. Dhamekh Stupa in Sarnath is one of the most visited and most revered Buddhist shrines in the world. Dhamekh Stupa marks the place where Lord Buddha gave away his first sermon after he got enlightenment in Bodh Gaya. Dhamekh Stupa is arguably the most remarkable structure at the Sarnath. Typical of stupas of that period, Dhamekh is cylindrical in shape with a base that is more than 28 meters in diameter. The stupa stands 31.3 meters above the pedestal, whereas the entrance measures 43.6 meters on its feet. Dhamekh Stupa that was originally commissioned during Mayuran period is made partly out of red bricks and stones. Lake-Uttaranchal. Haridwar. The name Haridwar means gateway to God, and it is from here that the pilgrimage to two famous hill shrines, Kedarnath, Lord Shiva, and Badrinath, Lord Vishnu. It is situated on the banks of river Ganga, at the foothills of the Shivalik mountains. It is one of the 4 places where the Kumbh Mela is held every 12 years. During this fair, millions of devotees take a holy dip in the river Ganges to wash away their sins. It is said that the pitcher of Amrit was kept in hiding here by Devtas when it was unearthed from Sagar Manthan. The same pitcher was then to the other places, that is Allahabad, Ujjain and Nasir. In the struggle from Asuras, the pitcher broke, spilling some sacred water, Amrit. Since then, these places became very holy, and Kumbh Mela is held every 3 years in these cities in succession. Every evening after sunset, Aarti of the Ganga is performed in Har Ki Pauri. Rishikesh. Surrounded by hills, bisected by the wide, sluggish Ganga, Rishikesh, the land of yogis and ashrams, nestled in the foothills of the Garhwal region, is a gateway to the upper Garhwal region and the starting point for pilgrim routes to the 4 dhams of Uttarakhand, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri and Yamunotri. Situated 24 km upstream from Haridwar, at a confluence of the Chandrabhaga and Ganga rivers, Rishikesh has long been a spiritual center. In 1960s, Rishikesh gained instant fame as the site where the Beatles came to stay with their guru, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Today, it is known for whitewater rafting or the spa of Ananda in the Himalayas. Nainital Hill Station. Need a break from the heat and the dust? Arrive at the hill resort of Nainital Tourism. The popular summer retreat of India, Nainital attracts innumerable tourists during the summer heat. The hill resort is indeed a pleasure. The gorgeous greens and the majestic mountains add to the beauty of the hill resort. The small town of Nainital in Uttaranchal is dotted with cottages, villas and bungalows. Situated at an altitude of 1938 meters, the hill resort of Nainital Tourism offers several places of interest to the tourist. The hill resort is believed to have derived its name from the goddess Naina. There is a temple dedicated to the goddess Naina too in Nainital. Other legend claims that the Naini Lake in Nainital lends its name to the hill resort. The natural beauty and the calm of the scenic spots besides the cool weather make Nainital the place to be in during the summers. Kempty Falls. The Kempty Falls are the major attractions of Dehradun and Mussoorie. The falls are situated midway between the Dehradun-Mussoorie Park. Set on the hilly terrains, the Kempty Falls are stunningly beautiful. The water cascading down from the altitude of 4,500 feet, thus splitting further into 5 cascades, the water falls from a height of 40 feet, giving the appearance of water jumping and playing on the rocks before falling down. This place was developed as a tourist destination by John Mackinnon after 1835. The name Kempty is derived from Kemp Tea, as the Britishers would organize their tea parties here. Past Kempty Falls, 12 km downhill on crossing the Agra River, one reaches the legendary Yamuna River. Trout are in abundance here, and fishing permits can be obtained from the Divisional Forest Officer, Mussoorie. Corbett Falls. Corbett Falls is located 3 kilometers from Kaladungi, which is a welcome by nature with sound of water. Corbett Falls is very much similar to the famous Kempty Falls in Missouri, but Corbett Falls is not spoiled by tourists and locals as compared by Kempty Falls. The cool clear water cascading from the high is a beauty worth admiring. Above all, the passage that leads you to the Corbett Falls will fascinate you much before you reach there. The 1.7 kilometers long path with chirping and flights of birds sending you a clarion call for the heaven ahead. Corbett Falls is undoubtedly beautiful, rustling leaves and killing silence definitely charming every visitor here. The wide area around the waterfalls provides very good looking parking and camping facilities. It is a very nice picnic spot. The nearby attraction is Nature Walk Museum, where one can experience a pure nature in its primitive style and calm. Satopanth Lake. Satopanth Lake is a triangular lake of serene water, has a perimeter of about half a kilometer. It is about 25 kilometers from Badrinath. Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwar, the Hindu trinities, are believed to occupy one corner each, and which are named after them. The trek of hazardous but full of dramatic scenery. There is no place to rest between, except caves, cooked food, stove etc. have to be carried from Badrinath itself. It is a glacial lake surrounded by high snow-capped peaks 25 kilometers from Badrinath. Bhimtal Lake. A few kilometers from Nainital, the Bhimtal Lake is one of the famous tourist spots of Uttaranchal. The emerald green water of the Bhimtal Lake reflects the beautiful greenery around the creates a spectacular ambience. Spread over the huge area, this Bhimtal Lake is a home to the rich variety of aquatic life, and during the winter months, the lake is a home to a number of migratory birds. Plan a boat cruise in Bhimtal Lake and enjoy the beautiful scenic beauty of the place. The lake has an island in the middle, where an island restaurant is located. Nestled amidst the green Kumaon hills, Bhimtal Lake is nowadays a popular tourist spot. If you wish to escape the crowded Nainital malls, then plan a trip to peaceful and serene Bhimtal Lake. Named after the mythological character of Bhim, Bhimtal Lake is the largest lake in Nainital. Dodital Lake. Situated at an altitude of 3,307 meter, Dodital trekking holidays makes an excellent trek to Dodital Lake that lies between the Yamunotri and Gangotri mountain ranges and is a home to some of the most exotic fishes including the Himalayan gold trout. The lake is surrounded by beautiful pine and oak forests, rhododendron clusters, and has a large variety of Himalayan birds. Dodital Lake is a source of the river Asi Ganga that emerges with the river Bhagirathi near the Gangotri. For a fine view of the magnificent Bandarpunj peak, you could climb up a little from the lake. A further climb also leads to Hanumanchati. The road head to Yamunotri through the Aniha Pass and offers some of the best views of the Himalayas.